Yo, and we are back with another video, and this time we are talking about Harry Potter. Yep. So Papa Isuidiu, I think I butchered his name right there. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he has been saying he's been getting a lot of death threats for him playing what's the character's name? Snape. So I think that's a bit ridiculous because I think the fandom is within. They come to a point where you got a definitive version of a character in your mind, and when an actor plays a character so well, like Alan Rickman, that's the version in your head forever. So when you hear that character, that's the actor you associate with the character. So he's getting a lot of backlash, especially the fact that they have race swapped the character as well. And it goes in with what's going on this day and age where they just love to race swap characters. Even when it doesn't make any sense. I remember when there was the Fantastic Four movie, they pushed a race swap of the Human Torch. I mean, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna put it this way: the race swap really made no sense, but then they kind of pushed it to make sense, and that made the movie even more strange. You know, because Michael B. Jordan's Human Torch, he's a cool character, he's a cool actor, but they made it like they were like adopted and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that could make sense. But that isn't why the movie bombed. The movie was terrible. But now here we have with Harry Potter, this actor, he is a very good actor. And a lot of people said, oh, they should have gave it to Adam Driver. I think that would have been that would have been a no-brainer choice, and it'd been too easy. You know how these people in Hollywood, they like to make their life hard. So they go for the unobvious choice. And it's just feel bad that he's getting a lot of backlash for just taking on the role. But there have been movies where characters have been race swapped. And it takes a brave actor to step up to the plate and say, I'm not doing it. I remember something happened like with Hellboy, and they were like, he was like, I'm not doing it. You know, so some actors can, you know, say no to things. Some actors can say yes, and it will have to be because it's a series. It will be one of those things where he'll have to act his ass off to turn around the fans. But now he's got a bunch of fans hating on him, and that reminds me of Heath Ledger. Remember Heath Ledger when he was the Joker? The Joker that everyone thought looked like the Crow. I mean, even I was one of the haters. I admit to it. I was one of those guys that sat down there and thought, this guy, he looked like the Crow. It's like the Crow with bad makeup. He's like the Crow who didn't put his makeup on properly. He don't like the Joker. But what he did was act his ass off in the movie. And to this day, we see him now as the definitive version of the Joker in a movie. Not Jack Nicholson. That's how you turn around the hatred. So, if his Snape is acted badly, by all means, he deserves the hate. But then this wasn't really about race. But beyond the color of his skin, if his acting is genuinely good, people will look right past the color of his skin and think, you know, this guy is a good actor. And that's what's going to have to happen. He has to be able to act his ass off to turn around the haters to a point where they'd be like, boy, I forgot he was black. I forgot they race swapped him. Cause that's what happened with Idris Elba. Idris Elba, he taken on some roles that were once white, and his acting is so good, people completely forgot. Remember 4? Exactly. When people he's like, oh, that character was white. What's he doing in it? And he acted so good in the movie, people damn well forgot what color the actual character was in the comic books. They just didn't care. And that's how you defeat the haters. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'm out.